And prison breaks often take unexpected forms. Prison guards bring the prisoners their meals. Ellie looks at the spoon and the food, immediately thinks of a way to escape. After the guards have left, Ellie used the spoon to dig into the wall. It was just as she had suspected. It was a lot of work, but the wall could be dug through. To avoid detection by the guards, she tore off the paper from the book. The paper was soaked in water. Then she covered the surface of the paper with soil from the wall, so that the paper is the same color as the walls. The paper was then used to cover the hole. Because the prison was built in a location with water on all sides, the wind was always blowing. Ellie dug the dirt out of the walls from the window and sprinkled it out little by little. The dirt slowly drifted away with the wind. Ellie knew it would be a long plan to break out of the prison. She was trying to buy more time. Ellie asks the guards to cancel the playground release on the pretext of reading in her cell. To speed up the digging, Ellie collected the soup from the meal and spread it evenly over the hole. The salt in the soup would then corrode the walls. The soil is more likely to be dug down. Ellie followed this method. It took 6 months to dig a 60-meter-long tunnel. Everything was ready. The day the prosecutor came to visit the prison, Ellie saw her chance. She knew that to welcome the officer to the prison was putting on a show. She got out of her cell as quickly as she could while the crowd was still there. Since she hadn't been out for 6 months, no one in the playground knew her. No one even noticed her movement. That was the effect Ellie wanted. By now, everyone was watching the prisoner's performance, but Ellie slowly approached the prosecutor's car. She quickly ducked under the car. This time the guards brought the prisoners their meals on time. No answer to the knock on the door. The guard feels bad. He immediately enters the cell to check. The prisoner is nowhere to be seen. He immediately raises the alarm. There is instant chaos in the prison. To ensure the safety of the inspector, the guards immediately escorted the prosecutor to his car. However, Ellie was already in the bottom of the car. The warden returned to his cell and scolded the guards. He couldn't even keep an eye on a woman. In anger, he slammed a book from his bed against the wall. He broke the paper covering the hole. The warden pulled the paper away from the hole. They found it was a tunnel. They concluded that Ellie had escaped through the tunnel, so they called the sheriff to come and investigate. The sheriff crawled into the tunnel with a torch. He slowly moved forward. Because of the steepness of the tunnel, the sheriff's foot slipped. He slid right to the end of the tunnel. The sergeant realized that the tunnel was a dead end, so he asked the guards to pull him back with a rope. Inside the cell, he found a worn spoon. He concluded that this was the tool used by Ellie to dig the tunnel. The warder didn't believe it. The spoon couldn't have dug that fast. The sheriff flicked the dirt into the guard's mouth. It's salty, the sheriff explains. Ellie used the salt from the vegetable juice to corrode the walls. It sped up the digging, and the excavated dirt let the wind blow it away. The sheriff discovers Ellie's plan. She was using the inspector's car to escape from the prison. Ellie's purpose in digging this tunnel was to distract the guards. By the time the sheriff climbed in to make sure the tunnel was a dead end, 25 minutes had passed, and that's 25 minutes was enough time for Ellie to use the car to escape the prison.